Hi, I'm Nat, he's Matt, and we've got your geek news right here. Today we're looking at Spider-Man 3.
Yes, now this is exciting because from day one, Marvel has had Spider-Man as the everyman. The guy whose personal life is just as important and just as troublesome as his life as a superhero.
Yeah, and Sam Raimi and Tobey Maguire tell us a bit about Peter Parker's personal life at the start of Spider-Man 3. Let's take a look.
At the beginning of Spider-Man 3, we find Peter Parker pretty much where we left him off at the end of the second Spider-Man film. He's developing a deeper relationship with Mary Jane Watson, played by Kirsten Dunst, and he's on his way to really becoming the hero that we all imagined he would be. He's becoming comfortable with himself as a superhero.
Everything is going very well for him. He's getting recognition as somebody who's helping his community as Spider-Man. And, you know, he's in this great relationship with Mary Jane, and Mary Jane's experiencing success. So I think things are going pretty well for him. He's pretty excited, and he's kind of coming into his own in a way that he's starting to feel the kind of confidence of becoming a man mixed with the glory that he's, the glory and kind of attention that he's receiving.
Gwen Stacy in Spider-Man 3 is actually part of a love triangle with Mary Jane and Peter Parker. And she's a very good girl. She's a model and a scientist, or she's studying to be a scientist, which can only happen in a Spider-Man film. And she's Captain Stacy's daughter. She comes from a very good family. She's very happy. So far, her life has been relatively successful, and she hasn't had her heart broken.
Hello, I'm Gwen Stacy.
This is Mary Jane Watson.
Oh, it's so nice to finally meet you. Pete talks about you all the time. Oh?
Gwen is my lab partner in Dr. Connor's class.
Pete's something of a genius. I'd be completely lost without him. Which actually reminds me, Pete, if you've got a picture of my kiss with Spider-Man, could you bring it to class? I'd really love it. For my portfolio. After all, who gets kissed by Spider-Man, right? I can't imagine.
Wow. Now, don't worry, Sam Raimi has not decided to make an entire Spider-Man film about Peter Parker's personal life. There are plenty of villains in this one.
Oh yeah, interesting thing is that the police have uncovered Uncle Ben's killer, and Peter gets personal.
I've been waiting for Sandman to be a villain in one of these movies, and I'm so excited to be going up against Sandman. And you know, I mean, I think Sandman's qualities are very difficult to deal with, you know, in that he can shapeshift, basically, using sand in any form. So it's basically really hard to defeat that character. And that's a great thing about Spider-Man from the comic books, too, is that Spider-Man was generally the weaker of the two fighters, and he would have to find the villain's vulnerabilities.
His initial ability is just to reform himself into, a facsimile state of a human. And once he accomplishes that, he still has this kind of steady pursuit of saving his daughter. But what becomes apparent is he has various levels of invulnerability.
Flint Marko.
What do you want from me?
Remember Ben Parker? The old man you shot down in cold blood?
What does it matter to you anyway?
Everything!
Now, as if tackling one huge Spider-Man storyline in a movie wasn't enough, we're also getting introduced to Spider-Man Black.
Yes, there's been a lot of controversy on this interpretation of the outfit. Because, I mean, in the comics, there was no texture to the Spider-Man outfit. The spider was huge and white, and now we're basically just seeing a black version of the costume we've seen for 2 movies. So, I mean, I think it's a pretty tasteful film representation, but, you know, we'll see.
Yeah, and unless you don't want to see the birth of Venom right now, you should probably keep watching.
We're letting Peter come to realize what it means to be a hero, and he's starting to deal with the effects of being a hero. Now he has to absorb all the accolades that come with people liking him. And he's just a small town kid from Queens, and he's a simple fellow, and he's never had people cheer his name before and look up to him as someone that they would admire. And it has an effect on him, an unexpected effect. It stirs his prideful self, and that is the window, the beginning of a movement toward his dark side of this picture.
Peter's not helpless in this situation, that Peter's making the choices to wear the suit and allow it to influence his actions. So he's not helpless, he's not a victim. He's choosing these things. Even if, his actions or his behavior get away from him a little bit, he's still responsible for his actions.
Power. You lose yourself to it. Whoa, Spidey, love the new outfit.
I think in all the Spider-Man films, every character, I mean, most notably Peter, but every character has 2 paths in front of them. And what's great is Eddie is kind of the examination of what if he hadn't gotten that great advice from Uncle Ben, which is with great power comes great responsibility. What if someone received the exact same power, but was filled with bitterness and jealousy, and how would he misuse that power?
I come before you today, humbled and humiliated, to ask you for one thing. I want you to kill Peter Parker.
Wow. I'm pretty stoked for some venomous goodness.
No kidding. That effect looks solid. There's been a lot of talk about whether Venom is in this movie for very much of it at all. But from the trailer we've just seen, we get at least one full-on brawl between Spidey and Venom. So we've got at least that to look forward to.
Yeah, thank God for that. They've been really holding back on showing that off.
They have been, yeah.
Jeez. Well, May 4th, it's been a long wait for this one, and it's looking pretty amazing.
Pretty spectacular.
Perhaps even web of.
Ooh. Well, that's it for this week, guys. We'll see you next week. Thanks for watching.
Thanks. Bye.